Hi there! Welcome to the February pickups video for 2022. This was basically D-Day for a lot of releases that people have been looking forward to for the past like 6 months, mainly because a lot of the heavy hitters that you would normally see spread out across an entire yearly calendar have been pushed up until this 28 days of this month. So yeah, I actually got a lot more things than I thought. But I did get the main 3 games that I was hoping to get, and I'm sure it's obvious to you which ones those are. Mostly, yeah, like everyone's been talking about them for the last 3 weeks. It was a great pickup month because I was able to get a lot of stuff, and because there was an official announcement made by Nintendo that is unfortunately happening in the coming months. So I hope I hope you get ready for that. I don't know. All right, starting off, the reason my PlayStation 5 is here is because if you didn't notice already, it is a kind of a very special looking PlayStation 5 now. This right here is the rather snazzy DBrand Dark Plates version 2. They look so good to me. The original PlayStation 5 looks with its like, you know, wing tips, like kind of swoopy thing. It looks cool, it looks daring, it looks bold, and that's something to be commemorative for. But what do you call it? It's something to be you know, notable for doing. But when it fits inside of my entertainment center, it doesn't look all too great. Whereas this is a much better looking system and more cohesive package. Everyone wanted dark plates, for one thing, so they kept bugging Sony to keep making them, and they did. They officially released their own set of plates in multitude of colors, black including that. But I went for these instead, mainly for 2 reasons. One, it has this, if you've noticed the curve here, there's no more like little jutting out piece right here. It's all just svelte and curved. So the profile of this is a lot cleaner to me. It looks like my old Alienware X51 PC, which I still currently use, by the way. But the second reason why I also went for these plates is because of these right here. So there are ventilations on the side, which help with the airflow of the system. So the cooler your system runs, the longer it could run for, and the less wear and tear that happens on the internal components. So I was like, yeah, I mean, it's a no-brainer. I'm gonna have this thing on for a long time. I don't plan on getting whatever reiteration version 2 of PlayStation 5 there is, or version 3, whatever slim version there are. So I went this way, and like, man, it looks so much more cohesive inside of my entertainment center that I'm happy. I'm happy for the way it like looks. I also bought the purple LED kit, so when this thing is charging, or when it's on, instead of it being a pure white, it's purple. The normal blue and the yellow ember colors are still the same. Those shine through this guy, but the purple, whenever it's a white LED, it's normally purple in here. So it's a very sleek package, very cool looking. This is the box it came in. Like, the packaging didn't really have to go this hard, but I guess DBrand like wanted this to be an occasion. But when you get the box, it's basically like this. Oh, this is cool. It has, like, you know, the outline of the, I don't know if you can see that or pick up on camera, but that's the like CAD drawing of the skin. And so like what happens is that when you have it like this, it opens like that, like all like swanky whatnot, and that's basically it. There's foam inserts for here just to protect the damn thing. But yeah, this packaging was really nice, but it fits the theme and the idea of what's going on with the plate. So, you know, this thing is not a small boy, but it helps when it's blacked out like this, like murdered out like this. It helps reduce like the figure of it, you know what I mean? So it's a lot svelte. It's svelter. It's more lean the way it looks this way. So I'm glad I went this route. If you got the PlayStation, like the official PlayStation plates, let me know how those turned out. I heard those look pretty awesome. The Cosmic Red looks pretty cool. That's the one I would get anyway, or maybe the purple one, maybe. But yeah, I'm glad I went this way. Anyway, I'm gonna set this aside for now. I have a bunch of other pickups that I want to show you. But yeah, this was the fun one. Like, ooh, look at that guy. I don't know how to hold this thing. It's so big. Jesus Christ. Okay, big chunky guy. Okay, so moving on. I got 2 gaming magazines. Some of you are like, I don't care about magazines, obviously. But I think they're pretty special. One is the Game Informer issue of Elden Ring. So the writer for this particular feature, he basically summarized his first 10 hours inside of the game. So I went over some of the interview parts, but I totally skipped over like any kind of the spoilery or actual storytelling of the game parts. Because I want to discover it myself. I'm terrible at Souls games and From Software games, with the exception of the Togi series and the Armored Core stuff. But this one might get to me. It's receiving a lot of praise from older fans and newer fans of the genre. It's got like perfect 10s across the board. It's insane how much it's been drowning out Horizon Zero Dawn, or for Forbidden West, sorry. But yeah, so like, yeah, I was able to pick this guy up right on time when my other pickup came up, so I'll show you that in a moment. I also got one of these. This is an EGM from 1994, issue number 54, with Mortal Kombat 2 right on the cover. This is a shock, man. Like, if you go through this whole thing, like, magazines back in the day for games were totally whacked out and different. Advertising themselves is just like off the wall. Like, I remember classic ads like this right here. This is the Nintendo ad campaign stuff. Like, look at this. This is for that's the Genesis. You never see wild stuff like this anymore. Like, someone drew that instead of using like computer assisted graphics. Oh my god, this is such a nostalgia hit for me. So when I saw it, it's like I'm like instant buy. This has strategy guides. This was the older crew that I didn't grow up with. I grew up with Shu and Che and Mark McDonald and Crispin and all those guys, Dean and John Davison, like all those guys. I grew up with them. Anyway, this was cool, but just because it had like the Mortal Kombat, like, what do you call it, Mortal Kombat 2 versus Street Fighter feature built in, written into this one. So I was like, cool, this is really cool. This is actually a very good copy, well kept copy of it too. And man, I miss EGM. EGM was my favorite. That was definitely my favorite. All right, let's start off with some other stuff here. I finally got this as a gift. This is the Razer Xbox Series X controller charger, 20th anniversary edition. So I have the controller, and it's going to sit on this guy, and they're going to charge together and have a great time. It completed the look. I got it as a present. These are $50, so I don't know if that's worth it to some of you guys if you just normally run like AA batteries, rechargeable ones. But as a set, this is pretty cool. Like 20 years is nothing to scoff at in the gaming industry, so might as well complete the whole entire set. This next one is super special to me. I don't know if I'll have gameplay up for this, but this is the Brook PS2 to Xbox One / PC adapter. Why would I buy something like this, you might ask? Well, I'm glad you asked that. You see, on Game Pass recently, there is a game that showed up on the new releases called Taiko Drum Master. Taiko no Janju... Katsutsu? I forgot. Sujujin? I don't remember. But that game is on Game Pass, and I could run it on my Xbox or my PC. And you know what sucks about the Taiko drum games is using a controller with them. It wasn't meant for controller, it was meant to be played with drums. And I have 2 of them from the PlayStation 2 era. So after playing them after playing the game on my Xbox controller, I was like, this is cool, and I like all the new songs and everything. Nothing compares to banging on this drum and doing the side stuff on it. If you've played it in the arcades, you know exactly what I mean. It's a fun rhythm game that you get to play. Hitting, like, it's this huge, like, stage. It's like DDR basically, but for with drums instead of like the steps. So it has this huge taiko drum in front of you. You keep whacking it as hard as you can with drumsticks. There's loud animations and noises and speakers going on right in front of you. It's the jam. In Japan, it's very successful, obviously, because like taiko drums are part of their history. But in America, it's kind of more niche. Arcades in general are more niche, and they're going away. So I bought this when it came out back in like 2002, 2003 for the PlayStation 2. They had an American game version of the game, and it had like all these funny American songs and classical music and pop songs from like Britney Spears all the way to Jet, to the band Jet, if you guys remember them. And so yeah, I bought it, and this is my original one. I have another one that I bought off of like Facebook Marketplace ad. But with this combined with Taiko on the on Game Pass and this guy, I am able to play my drums right on the game. It's oh my god, it takes a little bit of work to be honest, because this, so this is a PS2 input, and the PC recognizes it as an Xbox One controller, but the inputs, there's only 1, 2, 3, 4 inputs, well, 5 and 6, compared to the inputs of an Xbox One controller, which there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 inputs. So not including the R3, RL, and L3. So you have to remap it on the PC settings and then go into the Taiko drum settings in order to map those settings so it hits the correct one. So when I hit this left side, it normally corresponds to the left side of the controller itself, but you have to tell the PC to map it to, like, as a PlayStation 2 controller, to that left hit. And it's kind of, it sounds kind of confusing. I actually have like a cheat sheet here. That's what I wrote down in order to get it working. So if you follow that on the PC inputs, you might get somewhere. But yeah, buy this thing. It's wonderful. No regrets. Taiko Drum Master is a real fun party game to bust out. It's kind of like Guitar Hero, if you guys remember that era. But all right, moving on. We have a larger stack here. I went to Half Price Books one of these days. And I got this. It's funny. Street Fighter 6 was announced recently, and I bought this like a week before it happened. But this is Street Fighter 4 Collector's Edition. These aren't very valuable, but it's sealed, and it has Ryu on the back. I didn't even remember having these collector's editions out there. So yeah, this is going to stay in the collection. I think I paid a little bit more than it really should have been, but it's sealed. That's the one thing. I love that. I love that fact about it. Other games that I bought, this is F.E.A.R 2. This runs on backwards compatibility on my Xbox, so I'll be able to play this, F.E.A.R 3 and F.E.A.R 1 before the next F.E.A.R comes out. I remember playing a lot of F.E.A.R 1 and 2, but I don't think I finished 2. So I'll get around to it before the new one pops up. So yeah, I got this guy. Relatively cheap. These are getting really expensive. One of the F.E.A.Rs, I think it's like cold cases or claws case, something like that. It's really expensive. It's like $70. It's a collector's item now. I also got John Woo's Stranglehold. The last game that I played, Sleeping Dogs, got me such in the mood to play this game that I had to go out and seek it. It's not backwards compatible, but I could play it on my Xbox 360 here. So once I'm done with like some of my other games, I'll probably just pop this in just for a quick, beat 'em up kind of experience, because I finished all the Yakuza games. So this one and Dead to Rights are probably on my next list up for action types of titles. Let's see, other action titles or shooter titles. I picked up House of the Dead Overkill. They released House of the Dead 1, 2, and 3 on the Wii. So you could use the Wiimote to aim and shoot everything, which is actually pretty. It's really well done. Overkill was on the Wii, but I think it was on Xbox first. I don't know. Actually, I don't remember that. Maybe I have that wrong. I think the Overkill came after House of the Dead 3, which is the only House of the Dead I do not own now. So yeah, I completed like this little portion. I'm also getting hyped for the remake of House of the Dead 1, so that should be pretty fun. Alright, I also picked up Dying Light, because the second game came out, and I heard you could critical path this one and finish this one really quickly, within like 10 hours, so I wanted to get that. Dying Light 2 was one of the large releases that came out in February, so I picked this one up. I think it was like $5, so I was like, yeah, I'm gonna grab this one, instead of paying like $20 for the digital copy version of it. This one I'm really happy I found. This is Deracine. PlayStation VR title made by From Software. So if you don't know what From Software is, obviously you don't watch this channel enough or keep up with gaming, but From Soft is the Dark Souls guys, and Demon Souls guys, and Sekiro guys, Bloodborne guys. So yeah, same guys. They made a VR game if you didn't know that. So I actually really wanted to hunt this one down through GameStop, but there's like none of them available. So when I saw this over at Half Price Books, I picked it up right away. I think it was only $12. Not a lot of people know about it right now, but I feel like that one might become a little bit more collectible down the line. I feel like possible. That's as a possible possible future. All right, next stack. I got these guys from Gamefly. I actually still have one coming in, but I don't know what the hell's going on with that guy. But I got Disco Elysium for the Xbox Series X. Heard awesome things about this guy. Narrative-wise, I heard it's one of the best games to play in the last like 5 years. So I wanted to pick it up. This was relatively cheap. It was stuck on the PC for a long time, so I kind of waited, and I didn't know if they were going to release like this game on console. So I'm glad they did. So you can pick this up on the PlayStation 4, no, only PlayStation 4. You can play it on the Switch, and you can play it on Xbox One. Yeah, so I'll get around to this one. I really want to play that one. I also picked up Destruction All-Stars for the PlayStation 5 to round this out. This was $5. And yeah, shout out to Shinobi. I know he works for the company that promoted this guy. And yeah, I heard this was like not that great. But as far as like a launch title or launch window title for the PlayStation 5, $5 is totally worth it. I'll probably play it. I even own the PlayStation, the PSN version of it. That was for free, so I don't know. It's just nice having physical copies of stuff. I think the PlayStation 5 is going to be my last physical copy collection for a console, to be honest with you. So we'll see. Next one is NBA 2K21 with Zion Williams on the cover. This fool, dude, I don't know what the hell is going on with him. But yeah, this was $5 too. So I picked this guy up definitely because having a next-gen sports game like 2K is pretty awesome to see and to play with friends, especially if they come over. Great title to show off your next-gen system with. So yeah, throwing that in. I haven't played 2K since 2K17. I think that's the last time I played 2K. I know this is a totally different way that they do stuff now in those games, so I'm like kind of cheesed off about that, but whatever. What can you do? So as I mentioned before, Dying Light 2 came out. That was one of the biggest games that was coming down the line for February. The second game I really wanted was SIFU. SIFU is digital only for now. They finally had a release for the physical copies, but we won't be able to get those until May. So that was kind of a good thing on me because I was like, oh, thank God, like I have some breathing room to play all these other games in the meantime. The third one is this guy right here, Horizon Forbidden West. And look at this beautiful collector's edition. Out of all their collector's editions, or special editions, whatever, this was a nice one. So what I mean by collector's edition is that you have like the standard version box, which is like a launch title. It may or may not come with a steelbook, right? Then you have like a second tier, which is kind of like a collector's or special edition, which is like this guy. And then you have like the older, like the crazy collector's versions, or like the Regala version of this guy. I always, for Sony games, with the exception of like Ghost of Tsushima, that was the one I really wanted and I missed out on. I always go for like the mid-tier one, which are these, the special edition ones. And this one's actually very, very nice. I installed this one, and if you notice, I got the PlayStation 4 version because I saved $10, and with all these games coming out, trust me, like $10 is a plus in my book. Because it comes with the PlayStation 5 free upgrade. That's it. And you get double amount of trophies. So you get PlayStation 4 trophies and you get PlayStation 5 trophies, depending on which version you play, okay? So don't at me about that guy. But yeah, if you've seen this guy, kind of already know what's in there. You got this beautiful, beautiful steelbook. Gorgeous. That's gorgeous. With, what's that? Yep, that's a Golden Gate Bridge all the time, every single time. And it comes with this lovely art book. Oh man, I popped this in for a quick minute. I haven't been able to play too much of it. I probably played like an hour and a half just to make sure that everything got installed and whatnot. But from what I saw, oh my god, the game is so beautiful. The artwork in general. And if you know me, like Horizon isn't even my favorite. The first Horizon, I didn't even really like it too much. But this one looks so graphically well done, and a lot of the upgrade systems that they've done to the game. And they've been listening to our player feedback, and so I think that Guerrilla Games really hit it out of the park with this guy. Can't wait to play more of this one, right? The problem is that Horizon always gets overshadowed by other larger games. Like, this is the second time that this happened. So her first Horizon game came out, and Breath of the Wild dropped, and now Horizon Forbidden West came out, and now Elden Ring dropped. So I don't know what the deal is with them and the releases, but I hope this game doesn't get overshadowed. I've been seeing a lot of gameplay on my Twitter timeline about this, so I hope it doesn't go away. Okay, so this is a very kind of special stack for me. When I went to this past weekend, I went to Monterey just to drive around with my car and its new tires. And I was able to go to a gaming shop over in Salinas called Gamers in Control. So I decided to drop on by because how often am I in Salinas, California, right? And that's where I picked up the EGM magazine I showed you earlier. I also picked up this guy, Centipede, for the Dreamcast. Yeah, I mean, it's Centipede. How difficult or how complex should it be? Kind of broken, so I asked for a discount, and he gave me like a couple bucks off of it. But I heard this was okay. I don't know, 3D Centipede sounds kind of wacky to me. Never played it in my life, but I'm putting that in the collection. But mainly what I've been hunting for this past, week, because of freaking Nintendo, is 3DS games and DS games. So if you don't know, Nintendo is shutting down their eShop for both the Wii U and the Nintendo 3DS, and which sucks because the Wii or the eShop not only had like those titles for those consoles, but it also had like backwards compatible games too, due to like the Virtual Console, which basically had emulated versions of like NES games, Super NES games, N64, Nintendo DS, TurboGrafx 16. Sega Genesis, Game Boy, Game Boy Color. They had so many freaking games on there, and so they told everyone that like in a year we're gonna shut down everything, and that basically put me in panic mode because they've done this before. They did it with the Nintendo Wii and that eShop, and so you only had a small amount of time to load up your account with full of money to buy games in the future. And so I was like, nope, that's not going to happen again to me. I'm going to buy stuff right away. So I basically did. For my Wii U, it's basically it has all the Metroids, it has all the Zeldas, and it has all the Mario Karts that are available on the eShop right now. For the Nintendo DS, I've been shopping around and poking around. I finished off a few, there are a couple Zelda games tied to there. It has all the Pokemon, like Generation 1, 2, and 3 games. Don't quote me on that one, but definitely Generation 1 and 2. So I picked up Pokemon Crystal. I picked up Legend of Zelda, Oracle of Ages, and Oracle of Seasons. I picked up so much stuff off the eShop that I can't physically show you, but I will have digital incarnations of them in my library, which I'm actually really happy about because I've been playing Zelda Ocarina of Time again, and I love that game, and I'm playing Pokemon Crystal, which I never got to play when I was younger, but man, those are such good games. I was trying to fall asleep to them, but I ended up playing them for a couple hours. They're so freaking good. Ocarina of Time, classic, all-time classic. So anyway, in the midst of all this panicking, I went on to eBay and I bought a few other things for my wifey and I. We completed her Professor Layton series, so she has them all now. And I picked up a couple of these at the same time. So at the Gamers in Control, I went in there and I looked through their 3DS games and I found this guy in there. And I heard this was a kind of hidden gem, which is the Shinobi game. And it's made by Sega. That's their property. And I didn't even know they made a Shinobi game for the 3DS. So I'm so mad because I'm not a big, portable gamer. I don't play games on my phone. I never really played the Vita even though I had it. But now I'm getting really excited about this stuff. I don't know why. The other games I feel like provide better things, but it's so, the collectability of it got to me. So it just was look at that. Really, really cool. So I got that relatively cheap. I got this for $25. I looked back on eBay and they're selling it for $70. So I think I lucked out on that one. So I got Super Smash Brothers 3DS. This one I got for $10. And from GameStop, and they actually sent me a case. I got super excited when they did that because they normally don't do that, and especially for this game that's been sold hundreds of thousands of times to children around the world. They don't take care of their stuff that often. So the fact that they gave me a case with this was chef's kiss, man. I love it. I also got Zelda, A Link Between Two Worlds here. They gave me the cart. I went on to eBay and I got a case for this guy, like an official case for it, for like 10 bucks. So I'll be able to complete that too. So collectability is going up for my 3DS, guys. I also got these two titles. These were never on the eShop, but I've always wanted them because they're a collaboration between 3 big gaming companies, namely Namco Bandai, Capcom, and Sega. They are the Project XONE games. So this is the first game. I got the special edition, and this is Project XONE 2. I love this one because it has Kiryu right there from the Yakuza series, and Ryo Hazuki back there from the Shenmue series. But man, like, I got these immediately because I knew these were kind of kitsch stuff, and I'm glad I did because now they're going up way up in price. And yeah, I'm gonna try to keep these mint condition. Big time. But man, these are actually really cool. Like, look at all these characters on here. Morrigan. Freaking, like, oh, who else is that? Dante. Oh, this is so sick. Mega Man. And I think that completes my pickups. No, it doesn't, because I got one more for you, okay? You ready for this? Look at this. This is my RGG Studios track jacket. Black and gold. Can't see back there? I don't know if you can see that. This is like the official wear, so I had to get this off of like some random Japanese store that is now closed, by the way, ejanime.com, something like that. And it was pricey because it is from overseas, but I mean, I already have the insert coin jacket stuff, and I was like, screw it, dude, I might as well grab this guy. And so this is an official jacket, and like, if you see like a lot of the Sega team wear this stuff, like, this is the kind of merch they get exclusively for them. But now I got a little piece of it right there, but now it fits a little tight because I forget that Japanese sizes are not like American sizes, and I've been going to the gym a lot and I got muscles, so I'm kind of bursting out of this thing, but I don't have to zip it up. Still freaking cool looking though, dude. Like, fits my arm, the arm length is perfect. It's just maybe the midsection that's not. Works out though. Black and gold is like a hella good combination. Can't go wrong with that. So this looks pretty dope, dude. So anyway, alright, closing up with that. Thank you for watching. I'll be doing an Elden Ring unboxing soon, so watch out for that guy, and I'll probably post it within a week. So, but yeah, we survived. We survived the crazy month that is February 2022 with all the releases. I hope you were able to get what you wanted, and I hope you keep collecting out there. Stay safe, guys. See you later. Peace. Bye.